Are you ready to land your dream job as an Android developer? Or will a tricky question about activity launch modes or memory leaks hold you back? In this video, we will cover Android interview questions and answers practice test, detailed explanations for developers. Prepare for your next Android developer interview with this comprehensive practice test. In this video, we dive deep into 30 essential Android interview questions covering Kotlin, Jetpack Compose, coroutines, and architecture patterns to ensure you're fully prepared for your technical screening. Make sure to pause the video after each question to test your knowledge before we reveal the detailed explanation. Which launch mode should be used if you want to ensure that only one instance of an activity exists in the entire system, and it must be the only activity in its own task? Option A, standard. Option B, single top. Option C, single task. Option D, single instance. The correct answer is D. The single instance launch mode is the most restrictive, unlike single task, which allows other activities to be part of its task. Above it, single instance ensures the activity is the sole member of its task. Any activities started from this one will open in a separate task. This is commonly used for applications that are essentially one single activity, like a specialized dialer or launcher. Which coroutine dispatcher is optimized for disk or network operations outside of the main thread? Option A, dispatchers, main. Option B, dispatchers, default. Option C, dispatchers IO. Option D, dispatchers, unconfined. The correct answer is C. Dispatchers IO is designed for offloading blocking IO tasks, like reading and writing files, networking, or database operations, to a shared pool of threads. It is optimized to handle a large number of concurrent tasks. In contrast, dispatchers default is used for CPU-intensive work like sorting large lists or parsing complex JSON. And dispatchers main is reserved for UI interactions. Which of the following is a primary cause of memory leaks in Android when using inner classes? Option A, inner classes are always static and cannot access outer variables. Option B, non-static inner classes hold an implicit reference to the outer class instance. Option C, inner classes use more CPU than static classes. Option D, inner classes are garbage collected faster than the outer class. The correct answer is B. In Java, Kotlin, non-static inner classes, including anonymous inner classes like runnable or listeners, hold an implicit reference to their enclosing outer class. If the inner class performs a long-running task, like a background thread, and the activity is destroyed, the background thread still holds the activity reference, preventing the garbage collector from reclaiming the memory, thus causing a leak. What is the main benefit of using live data over standard observables? Option A, live data is faster than RxJava. Option B, live data is lifecycle aware, meaning it only updates observers in an active state. Option C, live data can only be used in the view model. Option D, live data automatically converts JSON to objects. The correct answer is B. Live data is an observable dataholder class that is lifecycle aware. This means it respects the lifecycle of other app components, such as activities and fragments. This awareness ensures live data only updates observers that are in an active lifecycle state, started or resumed. which prevents crashes due to stopped activities and eliminates memory leaks. In Room Persistence Library, what is the purpose of the @type converter annotation? Option A. To convert a JSON string into a DAO. Option B. To allow Room to store custom types by converting them to a known type, like long or string. Option C. To migrate the database version automatically. Option D. To map a database table to a recycler view adapter. The correct answer is B. Room provides built-in support for primitive types and their wrappers. However, if you want to store custom objects, like a date object or a custom location class, Room doesn't know how to persist them. @type converter allows you to define methods that convert your custom type into a type Room can persist, e.g., converting date to a long timestamp, and back again. What happens to a started service when the application that created it is killed? Option A. The service is immediately destroyed and never restarts. Option B. The service continues to run until it is explicitly stopped or the system needs resources. Option C. The service enters a paused state. Option D. The service moves to the foreground automatically. The correct answer is B. A started service, created via start service, has a lifecycle independent of the component that started it. It can run in the background indefinitely. If the system kills the process due to low memory, the service's restart behavior depends on the return value of onStart command. E.g., start_sticky will tell the system to recreate the service when resources are available. What is the difference between val and var in Kotlin? Option A. Val is for variables that can change. Var is for constants. Option B. Val is a read-only, immutable reference. Var is a mutable reference. Option C. Val is used for global variables. Var is used for local variables. Option D. There is no difference. They are interchangeable. The correct answer is B. In Kotlin, val is used to declare a read-only variable, similar to final in Java. Once assigned, its value cannot be changed. Var is used for mutable variables whose values can be reassigned during the program's execution. It is a best practice to use val by default to improve code safety and readability. During a configuration change, like screen rotation, which method is called in the activity lifecycle immediately before the activity is destroyed and recreated? Option A, on pause. Option B, on stop. Option C, on save instance state. Option D, on destroy. The correct answer is C. While on pause, on stop, and on destroy are all called during a configuration change, on save instance state is specifically designed to allow the developer to save UI state, like text in an edit text or scroll position, into a bundle. This bundle is then passed back to onCreate and on restore instance state when the activity is recreated. In Jetpack Compose, what is recomposition? Option A. The process of compiling Kotlin code into Java bytecode. Option B. The process of calling composable functions again when their underlying data changes. Option C. A method to restart the activity. Option D. The process of inflating XML layouts into the view hierarchy. The correct answer is B. Recomposition is how Jetpack Compose updates the UI. When the state, data, that a composable function depends on changes, Compose detects the change and re-executes that specific composable function with the new data. It is highly optimized to only recompose the parts of the UI that have changed, rather than the entire screen. What is the purpose of network security configuration in Android? Option A. To encrypt the local SQLite database. Option B. To customize network security settings in a declarative XML file, such as certificate pinning. Option C. To manage user permissions for the camera. Option D. To prevent the app from connecting to the internet. The correct answer is B. Network security configuration allows apps to customize their network security settings without modifying app code. It is used for tasks like certificate pinning, ensuring the app only talks to servers with specific certificates, disabling cleartext traffic, forcing HTTPS, and trusting custom certificate authorities, CAs, for development and debugging. In Hilt Dagger, what does the @inject annotation on a constructor do? Option A. It tells the compiler to delete the class. Option B. It marks the constructor as private. Option C. It tells Dagger how to create an instance of the class and that it should provide its dependencies. Option D. It injects the class directly into the manifest file. The correct answer is C. The @inject annotation on a constructor performs two roles. 1. It tells Dagger, Hilt that this class can be provided as a dependency to others. 2. It tells Dagger, Hilt to look at the constructor arguments and provide those dependencies automatically when creating an instance of this class. This is known as constructor injection. Which work manager feature ensures that a task runs only when the device is charging and connected to Wi-Fi? Option A. Work policy. Option B. Constraints. Option C. Data input. Option D. Backoff criteria. The correct answer is B. Work Manager allows you to define constraints for your background tasks. You can specify that a task should only execute when specific conditions are met, such as the device being idle, charging, having unmetered network connectivity, Wi-Fi, or having sufficient battery levels. This helps preserve battery and data for the user. What is a sealed class in Kotlin? Option A. A class that cannot be inherited by any other class. Option B. A class that can only be instantiated once. Singleton. Option C. A class that restricts the class hierarchy, allowing only a specific set of subclasses. Option D. A class used only for data storage. The correct answer is C. Sealed classes are used for representing restricted class hierarchies. When you use a sealed class, all possible subclasses must be known at compile time. This is particularly useful in when expressions, as the compiler can verify that all possible cases are covered, removing the need for an else clause. What is an implicit intent? Option A. An intent that specifies the exact component name to start. Option B. An intent that declares a general action to perform, allowing the system to find a matching component. Option C. An intent used only for internal app communication. Option D. An intent that carries no data. Extras. The correct answer is B. An implicit intent does not name a specific component. Instead, it declares an action, like action_view or action_send, and provides data, like a URL or a phone number. The Android system then filters through all installed apps to find ones that can handle that action, often presenting a chooser to the user. Which view group is best suited for complex, flat layouts to improve performance by reducing view nesting? Option A, linear layout. Option B, relative layout. Option C, constraint layout. Option D, frame layout. The correct answer is C. Constraint layout is designed to build large and complex layouts with a flat view hierarchy. By using constraints, relationships between views, it eliminates the need for nested linear or relative layouts. Reducing nesting significantly improves UI rendering performance and makes the layout more maintainable and responsive. What is the primary purpose of scope storage introduced in Android 10? Option A, to increase the speed of file transfers. Option B, to give apps more access to the entire file system. Option C, to enhance user privacy by restricting how apps access files on external storage. Option D, to allow apps to share private data with any other app. The correct answer is C. Scope storage restricts apps' access to external storage. Instead of having broad access to the entire SD card, apps are given a private directory and can only access media files, photos, videos, audio, via specific APIs or the Storage Access Framework. This prevents apps from snooping through other apps' files. What does the inline keyword do in Kotlin? Option A, it makes the function execute on a background thread. Option B, it suggests the compiler to copy the function's bytecode into the call site to reduce overhead. Option C, it prevents the function from being called outside the class. Option D, it ensures the function returns a non-null value. The correct answer is B. The inline keyword is used primarily with higher-order functions. Functions that take other functions as parameters. Normally, passing a lambda creates a function object. Adding memory overhead, using inline tells the compiler to replace the function call with the actual code of the function and the lambda at compile time, improving performance. Why should you never pass a context, like an activity instance, into a view model? Option A, view models are not allowed to use any context. Option B, it will cause the app to crash immediately. Option C, it creates a memory leak because the view model outlives the activity during configuration changes. Option D, context makes the view model too large for the heap memory. The correct answer is C. The view model is designed to survive configuration changes, like screen rotation. If you pass an activity context to a view model, the view model will hold a reference to the old activity instance after it has been destroyed. This prevents the old activity from being garbage collected, causing a significant memory leak. Use Android view model with application context if you need a context. What is the difference between Espresso and Junit in Android testing? Option A, Espresso is for unit testing. Junit is for UI testing. Option B, Junit is for local unit tests, JVM, while Espresso is for UI, instrumented tests on a device. Option C, Espresso is only for Kotlin. Junit is for Java. Option D. There is no difference. They are the same tool. The correct answer is B. Junit is a framework used for local unit tests which run on your computer's JVM for speed. They test business logic without Android dependencies. Espresso is a UI testing framework used for instrumented tests. These run on a physical device or emulator and interact with the actual UI. Clicking buttons. Checking text. To ensure the app behaves correctly for the user. Which type of broadcast receiver should you use for high-sensitivity security events to ensure only your app receives them? Option A. Global Broadcast. Option B. Local Broadcast Manager. Option C. Sticky Broadcast. Option D. System Broadcast. The correct answer is B. Local Broadcast Manager, though now largely replaced by live data or flows, was used to send broadcasts only within a single app. This is more secure because the data never leaves the app, and it's more efficient because the system doesn't have to scan for other apps that might want the broadcast. For modern apps, using a shared view model or a flow is preferred. In the navigation component, what is a safe arg? Option A. A way to encrypt data sent between fragments. Option B. A Gradle plugin that generates builder classes for type-safe access to arguments. Option C. A method to prevent fragments from being destroyed. Option D. A security feature that checks user permissions. The correct answer is B. Safe args is a Gradle plugin that generates simple object and builder classes for type-safe navigation and access to any associated arguments. Without safe args, you would pass data via bundles and manually extract them using string keys, which is error-prone. Safe args ensures that if you expect a string, the compiler enforces it. In retrofit, what is the role of a converter factory? Option A. To convert the HTTP request into a coroutine. Option B. To translate the API response, like JSON or XML, into Java, Kotlin objects. Option C. To convert the app's UI into a web view. Option D. To change the URL of the API. The correct answer is B. Retrofit itself does not know how to parse the body of an HTTP response. A converter factory, like JSON Converter Factory or Moshi Converter Factory, tells retrofit which library to use to deserialize the JSON XML data received from the server into your defined data classes, POJOs. Why is diffutil preferred over notify dataset changed in a recycler view? Option A. It makes the list look better with animations. Option B. It is much faster to write code for. Option C. It calculates the difference between two lists and only updates the changed items, improving performance. Option D. It allows the recycler view to scroll horizontally. The correct answer is C. Notify dataset changed tells the recycler view that the entire dataset is invalid, causing it to redraw every visible view, even if only one item changed. Diffutil is a utility class that calculates the difference between an old list and a new list. It then dispatches specific updates. Item inserted, item removed, item changed, which leads to better performance and smoother animations. What is the purpose of the latent keyword in Kotlin? Option A. To declare a variable that will never be initialized. Option B. To declare a non-null property that will be initialized after the constructor is called. Option C. To make a variable accessible only in the background thread. Option D. To create a lazy loaded singleton. The correct answer is B. Normally, non-null properties in Kotlin must be initialized in the constructor. However, in Android, many objects, like views or dependency-injected objects, are initialized in onCreate. Latent allows you to promise the compiler that you will initialize the variable before using it, avoiding the need for null checks or nullable types. What is overdraw in Android UI development? Option A. When the user draws too many lines on the screen. Option B. When the system draws a pixel on the screen multiple times in a single frame. Option C. When the app uses too much GPU memory. Option D. When the layout is too wide for the screen. The correct answer is B. Overdraw occurs when an app draws the same pixel multiple times within a single frame. For example, if you have a background color on your activity, and then a background color on a layout inside it, the system spends time drawing the activity background that the user will never see. High overdraw wastes GPU cycles and can lead to jank or dropped frames. What is the primary difference between cold flows and hot flows in Kotlin? Option A. Cold flows are faster than hot flows. Option B. Cold flows start emitting data only when there is a subscriber, while hot flows emit data regardless of subscribers. Option C. Hot flows can only be used with UI elements. Option D. Cold flows are used for database operations only. The correct answer is B. A cold flow, like the standard flow builder, is lazy. The code inside the builder doesn't run until someone calls collect. Each subscriber gets its own execution of the flow. A hot flow, like state flow or shared flow, exists independently of subscribers. It can emit data at any time, and multiple subscribers can listen to the same stream of data simultaneously. Which Android component is used to share data between different applications? Option A. Activity. Option B. Service. Option C. Broadcast receiver. Option D. Content provider. The correct answer is D. Content providers manage access to a central repository of data. They encapsulate the data and provide mechanisms for defining data security. Content providers are the standard interface that connects data in one process with code running in another process, e.g., sharing your contacts or gallery photos with other apps. What is ProGuard or R8 feat used for in Android development? Option A. To speed up the compilation process. Option B. To shrink, optimize, and obfuscate your code to reduce APK size and make it harder to reverse engineer. Option C. To provide automatic cloud backups for the app. Option D. To manage multiple language translations. The correct answer is B. R8, the modern version of ProGuard, performs three main tasks. 1. Shrinking, removing unused code and resources. 2. Optimization, rewriting code to be more efficient. 3. Obfuscation, renaming classes and members with short, meaningless names. This results in a smaller APK and makes it significantly more difficult for hackers to understand. Your source code. Which Kotlin scope function returns the result of the lambda? The last line. And uses this as the context object? Option A, also. Option B, apply. Option C, run. Option D, let. The correct answer is C. The run function is useful when your lambda contains both the object initialization and the computation of a return value. It uses this to refer to the object, allowing you to call its methods directly, and returns the result of the last expression in the block. Apply also uses this, but returns the object itself. What is the recommended way to communicate from a fragment back to its parent activity? Option A. By calling activity as main activity. Do something. Option B. By using a shared view model or defining an interface for the activity to implement. Option C. By using static variables in the activity. Option D. Fragments should never communicate with activities. The correct answer is B. Directly casting the activity. Option A. Creates tight coupling and makes the fragment non-reusable. The best practice is to use a shared view model, where both activity and fragment observe the same data, or to define an interface in the fragment that the activity must implement. This keeps the fragment decoupled and modular. That wraps up our 30-question deep dive into Android interview preparation. How many did you get right? Let us know your score in the comments. If you found this helpful, hit the like button and subscribe for more technical interview prep. Don't forget to check the link in the description for the full practice exam on Udemy. For the full 150+ question practice test suite, check the link in the description below.